What's up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. Taylor, aka The Chosen One, back with another video. Just want to drop some knowledge on you guys real quick, let you know what's been going on, how these crooked court systems is giving it up. You know, I'm always advocating for myself, exercising my rights and stuff like that. So I just want to explain to y'all what took place at a court date I had regarding two small claim suits in Queens County Civil Court. So, you know, September 18th, 2024, I had a court date at 6 p.m. called Night Court. And when I went there was a lot of people there. So I'm pretty sure this information could be very useful. So let's get into it. So when I got there, September 18th, 2024, 6 p.m., they had us all in this big room, this big courtroom or whatever, biggest courtroom I've ever been in. It's just a waiting area though they was using it for. And they was just calling names and sorting things out and telling people where to go, directing them to another courtroom, another floor. So, long story short, they called my name. I went to my floor, went to my courtroom. I'm under the impression that I'm about to go see the judge now and plead my case and all that. I'm hype. I'm like, let's go. This is at nighttime too. So, I just want to break down how strategic these people are and how, just how funny they are when it comes to, doing things the way they supposed to be doing it. They real slick. They real slick with the way they do things. So when I got there, like I said, they called my name. They told me to go to my floor, my courtroom, and I did that. And I get up there, and I see people in the courtroom. It's pretty crowded. There's no judge there or anything. The court hasn't started yet, But I want to let y'all know, just pause for a second and let y'all know how they got it set up. Because when I first went to the courtroom on that floor, I didn't know they had it set up like this. So I want to tell y'all how they got it set up beforehand, just to show you how slick they are. So when they call your name from downstairs and tell you to go to your floor in your courtroom and stuff like that, you're not going to see a judge. They sending you to a room to see the judge's attorney. Now, why would you send somebody to a room to see the judge's attorney? I'm coming here to see the judge. I'm not coming here to see no attorney. So they got two rooms on that floor, two courtrooms, and they side by side. They have the judge's attorney courtroom, and then they have the judge on the other side. You don't see the judge at first. Everybody is going, I'm assuming, because I don't know what type of games these people are playing, to be honest with you, but I'm assuming that everybody is going to the judge's attorney's room, because that's where they sent me and other people. So now the way they got it set up, the judge is next door. Nobody knows that. And the way and how I figured it out is when both of my cases was called and done, they was done by two different people. It was by a lawyer, the judge's lawyer, and the judge. So I seen the judge's attorney first, and when he was done with one case, he sent my other case to the judge, which was next door. And that's when I'm saying to myself, like, wow, this is crazy. So anyway, let's back up a little bit. So I go in the room when when they call my name. I go to my courtroom on my floor, and like I said, I seen people in there. We're waiting to see the judge. That's what I'm thinking, and that's what everybody else is thinking, I would assume. And he comes out finally. Now this is an attorney that comes out. You know, we don't even know the judge is next door. So he comes out. He, he pretty much, all I can remember him saying is, I got a lot of cases today, blah, 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 blah. So, one thing they trying to do, one thing that the judge's attorney is trying to do, him and the clerks that's in the court, they trying to convince everybody that's waiting to go see an arbitrator. Now, arbitrator do the same thing that he's doing. So, to me, they pretty much already forced me to see an arbitrator before I even could make the decision to see the arbitrator. You understand what I'm saying? Because, so y'all have two arbitrators. That's interesting. That's crazy. Y'all have the arbitrator that's already there, where people think that he's the judge and he's not. He's the judge's attorney, because that's what arbitrators are, attorneys, and a couple of other things. But it's crazy. They retired judges. They could pretty much decide on cases, on lawsuits with two parties. They could come up with a decision and it's final and it can't be appealed or nothing like that. But this is just a funny game that they playing here. So you already got it set up where the way they run the system, this court building, when you go there, you already set up to see an arbitrator. You already set up to see the judge's attorney straight off the bat. And they're not even telling you that you should be going in front of a judge. So let me just finish the story. So he comes in the room, he starts speaking, and like I said, the only thing I can remember him saying is he got a lot of cases and he's trying to convince us to go see the arbitrator if we want the case to be seen fast. And this is what they do. This is their tactic to get you to see the arbitrator, because they not gonna rule in your favor. They want you to go do that, and their decision is final. You can't appeal it because it's off the record. So they use the fact that we crowded, you're gonna be here for a while, you might not get seen, you might have to come back. They use all of that to force you to go see an arbitrator to get your case seen fast. But it's pretty much off, it ain't pretty much, it is off the record. And I told y'all in my last video about things that's off the record. Any case that's off the record, it's not a good look. You can't even appeal something that's off the record. And that's what they tell you. So anyway, they pretty much trying to convince everybody to go see the arbitrator, or you're gonna be here for a while, or not be seen today and have to come back. So that's what I remember the judge's attorney saying. Now, he's calling cases. This judge attorney is calling cases, actually. He's calling everybody's name in this courtroom, and they're actually coming to the bench, though. The two parties are coming to his bench and talking about the case quietly where nobody else can hear it. And that seemed funny to me, because I'm like, this is not how a courtroom works. You know, you can hear what's going on. If anything, you know, they're not going to do it quietly. And I've seen this before. I'm not new at this part. I'm not new to this part. When y'all talk quietly like that, that's off the record. It's just weird. But what the judge's attorney is doing is he's trying to work something out. He's trying to work something out with the parties, had them come to some sort of agreement in the lawsuit, which is what an arbitrator do. You get what I'm saying? So he's trying to do that. And if he can't do that, then he's going to send the case to the judge next door. But while he's doing this, at the same time, in between cases, while he's doing this, because this is the cases that he talking about that he have. Like, he's acting like he's doing cases, but he's not. He's doing arbitrator work. But what's so funny to me is that you have an arbitrator sitting in his chair looking like a judge. He's actually the judge's attorney, but he's playing the same role as an arbitrator. So my whole point is, you got a guy sitting here doing that, and they also telling you you can go see the arbitrator, as if they're not an arbitrator or playing a role as an arbitrator. So it's like you got two arbitrators now. You understand what I'm saying? Because through the whole process of this guy calling these cases and stuff like that, when he's stopping for a second to talk to the court, he's telling them, he's convincing, he's reminding us to go see the arbitrator if you wanna get out of here faster. Or they actually taking names, and they keep asking every time they finish with a case, they keep reminding you, pretty much asking you, or again, who wants to see the arbitrator? Who wants to see the arbitrator? We're taking names, you know. But he's doing that same type of work. So what he's doing is calling the cases. The parties are coming up to the bench, and if y'all three can't come to an agreement, which is the judge's attorney and the two parties, pretty much the two parties, you know, y'all got to do it in front of the judge, in front of the judge's attorney, though. And if y'all can do that, then he don't have to send the case to the judge. But that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're throwing the middleman in there right off the back. You know, initially, you're throwing the middleman in there. You're not giving a person a chance to decide. And then they tell you why they calling, in the middle of them calling these cases, in between breaks of them calling these cases, this guy calling his cases, he's reminding you that you can go see the arbitrator. This is real crazy. So what happens when they call my case, I go up there, the other party is there as well. This lawyer is asking me, this judge's attorney is asking me what's going on, you know, speak my claim, say what I gotta say. So I pretty much say what I gotta say, and he adjourns it. He adjourns it to January 2025. And I'm just like, you're gonna just adjourn my case like that? You know, so the way this thing works, though, let me just back up a little. The way it works is, like I said, once again, if both parties is there and y'all can't come to no agreement, it's supposed to go before a judge. This is the way I believe it works. You know, I don't think this is law. I think this is the way they just running it. I personally feel like you're supposed to go before a judge. You know, I'm not asking you to deem my case important enough to go before the judge. I want to go before the judge, period. I want this to be before a judge. You see, they forced that. They forced that on us, the people that's filing these suits, that's waiting in that room. They forced the judge's attorney on us. We didn't ask for that. You know, y'all just put us in a room with a judge attorney. That's crazy. And have him decide whether the case is going to go next door to the judge. If that's the way it's supposed to be ran, then cool. I want to see that in black and white. But I think they forced that upon us. And that's the part I want to point out here. That's the part. So I'm talking to him, and I'm telling him, you know, my argument, and he's just pretty much ear hustle. He's pretty much the one that's, you know, trying to find out your argument beforehand so he could go back and tell the judge or whatever. That's all that is. That's a little game. So then they know what to do with you. But anyway, I told him what I told him, and he said, "Look, the respondent, the defendant, respondent, same thing, needs time to defend these claims, to respond." I said he had time to respond when this small claims suit was filed. He had time to respond. He had more than enough time to respond, you know. And he like, yeah, he just need time to respond. He tried to use that why a couple month adjournment was necessary, and then he also tried to act like I needed to go get more paperwork from the hospital and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, there's no need for no adjournment. So he actually went outside the scope of his duties by doing that. You adjourned my case without even, I believe you don't have the authority to do that. You know, both parties was there. We didn't come to no agreement, no settlement. You should have sent the case next door to the judge. I personally feel like it should have been there in the first place. That's what I personally feel. I should have been in front of the judge in the first place, but the case wound up in front of him. So I personally think, you know, when y'all calling names downstairs in that big room, those other people, and they directing you to go to different floors and stuff, that's how they got it set up. They sending you, you know, they railroading you right there. They sending you somewhere where you're not even supposed to be going. So that's what I personally believe. So anyway, even if I have to go, if you have to go before the judge's attorney first, he don't have the authority to be adjourning my case without me even going before a judge. It don't even make no sense. You're gonna adjourn my case as an attorney? You're not even a judge. That's what he did. So he adjourned my case. That was one. I had another one, and that was his excuse. And this is what they're doing to everybody. So real quick before I even move forward, I want to tell everybody, the arbitrator is the middleman, you know. And in this case, to me, what it looked like to me is they got two middlemans. They got the middleman that they send you to, direct you to go to that floor, the judge's attorney. That's a middleman. And then they got an arbitrator, period, is like a middleman. So it's like there's no way you're getting to what you need to get to if you got people in the way, the middleman right there. But I say that to say, like, some people be convinced to deal with the arbitrator, to plead their case before the arbitrator. Never do that. Never plead your case before the middleman if you're suing. Maybe if you the defendant, you could agree to see the arbitrator, but not if you're suing. Never. Cut the middleman out and go straight to the source. You know, so there was a lot of people there, and I know they getting a lot of people with this game, with this trick. So y'all want to see the arbitrator? Give me your names. Who wants to see the arbitrator? I mean, literally after every case got called, they was asking people the same question over and over. Who wants to see the arbitrator? Give me your name. We take your names. I mean, they just kept, and then they tried to actually force that in our brains, like, to see the arbitrator. Like, really, like, that's how much they kept repeating it. I'm like, wow. I'm like, then here go the judge's attorney up there sitting in the chair looking like a judge. He's like, well, it's getting late, guys. You sure you guys don't want to see the arbitrator? He's even saying it again. And I'm like, and he's playing a role as an arbitrator. I'm like, this is crazy. Isn't that what he's doing? So is it two arbitrators? Anyway, though. So, he adjourned my case for a couple months or whatever, and he was like, all right, that's what I'm gonna do with this case. Now, let me remind y'all again, both parties was there in that case that he adjourned. The defendant, he didn't have nothing to say. You know, the judge, the lawyer, took up for him or whatever. and pretty much adjourned it. But the thing I want to point out is that that's the case that was supposed to go next door to the judge, where both parties was there and we didn't have nothing, no agreement, no settlement. Now the other case, that was with my landlord. He wasn't there. Now, if we gonna play the game like how they play it, he's not there. Okay, it might not have to go to a judge, right? We just trying to play the game the way they playing it, because that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking this thing is going. But so he wasn't there. He sent that case next door to the judge, and he told me, he said, this one I'm gonna send next door. So he tried to play good cop bad cop. He tried to act like he was doing me a favor, and then in one sense, you take the good with the bad. See, they try to play those mind games. You got to be stupid and strung out on drugs to let them get you like that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't allow that. So I see right through it. So I'm like, he like, I'm going to adjourn one. I'm going to railroad you on this one because it's the hospital. But on this one, I'm going to railroad you too, but I'm going to act like I'm doing you a favor. They always play that game. So anyway, I'm like, all right, I'm going to see the judge. Okay. So he sends the case where the defendant is not even there. He sends that case to the judge. But the case where the defendant is there, you don't send that to the judge. Come on, man. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. It's weird. I don't even think I'm supposed to be in front of you from the get-go. But anyway, so he sent me next door to the judge. It's a female. I go before her, and she just pretty much railroad me and tell me that I can't file this lawsuit against the landlord in this county, in this courtroom in Queens County, because of the landlord's address. He have a Valley Stream address, which is Nassau County, and we don't deal with cases outside the 5 boroughs. That's pretty much what she's telling me. So she talking about the area in which I filed. I can't file in that court. And I'm like, ma'am, that don't even make no sense. And that's a jurisdictional issue, which I spoke about last time. But this one is dealing with the area where I filed my papers at. So she like, you don't have jurisdiction to file it here. So I'm like, wow, we don't have jurisdiction over the case because you can't file it. So I'm like, that don't even make no sense. But that was her ruling. And she said she's going to reserve her decision on that and send it in the mail. Not only did she just make up something that didn't make no sense. Let me break down how that don't make no sense before I say her reserved decision don't even make no sense either. But she's saying the landlord's address is in Nassau County. Okay, that's not Queens County. That's not the 5 boroughs. Okay, I understand that. But it's about my address. It's about both of the addresses, but it's about mine as well. Just because his address is in Nassau County, I'm living in his property. I'm living in one of his properties, and it's in Queens County. It's in Jamaica, Queens. Whatever part of Queens this is. It's in Queens County, though. So how is it that I can't file a paperwork in Queens County, in this county? You're not making no sense, Your Honor. To make matters worse, before this small claim suit, I filed the order to show cause to force him to turn the utilities back on, and it went before a judge. So when I told her that, she said, well, that was a different court. This is dealing, that was landlord tenant court. This is civil And I'm like, that don't make no sense. It's in the same court building though. And this is all in the same court building with the same defendant. And she's trying to sabotage my lawsuit by saying that it shouldn't be filed in this county. And I'm like, wow. So that's what she did. And she was like, I reserved my decision. You would get it in the mail. No wonder why you reserve your decision. You're not going to give me a written decision right now. So it's another case with no written decision. Unbelievable. So that's how that ended. But what I want to point out to people is that, what's real important is that this middleman, this arbitrator thing, and how they're using that's what they're using to pretty much sabotage your lawsuit. And in certain cases, they don't even have to ask you, do you want to speak to the arbitrator? You see, they didn't even ask. They forced us to speak with the judge's attorney. Y'all put us in a room with the judge's attorney, and he sat in the chair, the same chair that the judge sits in. He sat in that type of chair right there in that courtroom, looking like a judge when he's nothing but the judge's attorney. Y'all forced that on us. So we didn't even ask for that. And then the judge's attorney is trying to convince us to see the arbitrator as well. He's trying to convince us to do that, as well as the clerks is trying to convince us to speak to the arbitrator. So you see what's going on here. It's the middleman that messes up your lawsuit, and you never go before them. And even if you don't go before them or plead your case before them, notice when your case is even in front of a lawyer or an arbitrator, because they just place your case before them, force you to go before them, like they did to me and like they doing to everybody else. Nobody even knows that they're not supposed to be in the courtroom with an attorney, with a judge's attorney. And he's sitting in the chair posing as a judge. He's letting the people know, I believe, I don't remember, but that he's an attorney. But I don't recall him doing that. But even if he do, we here to see a judge. We not here to see the judge's attorney first. Who said the court's supposed to run like that? Are you messing up the organization of the court? Because that's what it sounds like. The mode and proceedings of the courtroom, are you tampering with that? The mode and procedure, that's serious. The order of the court, the organization of the court, I don't think it's supposed to be ran like that. I come here to see a judge. I didn't come here to see a judge's attorney. And that's the first thing I see when I walk into the courtroom. That's a middleman. That sounds like an arbitrator to me. So you got two different arbitrators. One that you force upon me, and then one you ask if I want to see. You give me the decision to make, the option. So this is some real fraudulent activity going on. So the point of this video is to pay attention to this arbitrating game that they playing. Arbitrator this, arbitrator that. Pay attention to that, and I'm working on that now. That's my argument, and you can't just shove my case under the rug like that. You can't just do that. I'm not gonna let you just shut me down like that. We gotta do something about it. So hope y'all learned something from the video. I will be talking about workers' comp in the next video. Schooling y'all on what's going on with workers' comp. That's something real lengthy. It's crazy, all about this paper though, man. All about it. So I know y'all can follow me on all platforms at Terrell Taylor 923. That's Terrell Taylor 923. Peace. See you in the next video.